In the Shito family home, tension fills the small living room as Madam Lysta challenges Mr. Shito, the air thick with unspoken fears. How will our children get an education if you keep taking their fees? Madam Lysta's tearful question echoes the children's silent despair. Mr. Shito avoids eye contact, offering hollow assurances. I'll find a way. Don't you trust me? The children watch, their faces etched with worry, as the weight of their future hangs in the balance. Amidst the bustling market, Madam Lysta stands resolute, her weathered face a testament to years of tireless labor. She skillfully negotiates with a customer, her sharp eyes carefully monitoring every transaction. Nearby, Mr. Shito carelessly gambles away his earnings, oblivious to the silent storm brewing within Madam Lysta. Her gaze hardens, a mask of disappointment and anger slowly eclipsing her earlier resolve. I work so hard, and he just throws it all away. Her voice is a low, painful lament. Under the stark fluorescent lights of the police station, Madam Lysta stands wearily at the front desk, her eyes betraying deep exhaustion. With a trembling hand, Madam Lysta signs the bail papers, the officer watching with detached pity. The air hangs heavy with stale coffee and regret as Mr. Shito smirks, his tie undone and shirt rumpled. Madam Lysta leads a disheveled and unapologetic Mr. Shito out of the station. Her shoulders slump with the weight of her responsibilities and the shame she feels. Mr. Shito walks beside her, a smirk still plastered across his face, showing no remorse.
The dim light of the Shito family living room casts long shadows as Madam Lysta quietly folds laundry. Kemi and Taupe sit silently, lost in their studies, their young faces reflecting the somber mood. The fragile peace shatters as Mr. Shito bursts through the door, his drunken arrival an omen of chaos. "Where's the money, Lysta? Where's the money my brother sent?" Mr. Shito demands, his voice slurring with intoxication. "That money was for the children's school fees." "You're not touching it," Madam Lysta retorts, her voice trembling with defiance. "Mama, don't cry," Kemi whispers while Taupe asks, "Why is Daddy like this?" The children's voices filled with fear and confusion. Amidst the vibrant marketplace, Mr. Shito haggles intensely with a vendor, his grip tight on Madam Lysta's wrapper. The vendor eyes the fabric with open skepticism, a clear challenge in his gaze. "This wrapper is used, Shito. I'll give you 1-0, the vendor states, unimpressed. Mr. Shito retorts impatiently, "Just give me the money, I have plans." Madam Lysta stands outside the stark confines of a jail cell, her silhouette a somber promise against the cold bars. Inside the cell, Mr. Shito sits defeated, the weight of shame heavy on his bruised face. "Madam, this is the third time this month. We cannot keep releasing him like this." Tears well in Madam Lysta's eyes as she counters with a pledge of unwavering loyalty. "I will pay the fine. He is still the father of my children." Sunlight bathes the Shito family kitchen as Madam Lysta lovingly prepares breakfast, the scent of frying eggs filling the modest home. Mr. Shito enters, his presence immediately casting a shadow over the warm scene. "Lysta, I need money. For drinks." The air crackles with tension as Mr. Shito's desperation escalates. "I don't care about school fees, I need a drink, now give me the money." The children's heartbroken plea echoes in the room. "Why can't you be a better person, Papa?" Amidst the vibrant chaos of the market, Madam Lysta meticulously arranges her goods, sunlight catching the gleam of her wares. The festive atmosphere shatters as a neighbor approaches, worry creasing their brow. "Madam Lysta, I have some bad news. It's about Mr. Shito." Madam Lysta's eyes harden, a storm of emotion brewing behind them. "What is it now?" A heavy silence descends as Madam Lysta steels her resolve. "I have to do this for the children. They need their father, even if he is flawed." In the dimly lit home, Mr. Shito stumbles through the doorway, his swollen face and torn clothes telling a story of defeat. Madam Lysta rushes to his aid, her face etched with concern and frustration. She helps him sit, her touch gentle as she begins to clean his wounds, a stark contrast to the tension that fills the room. "Your actions have consequences, Shito. You need to change for the sake of our family," she says, her voice laced with a mix of weariness and resolve. She glances at her sleeping children in the next room, her expression softening with maternal love and determination. "I will not let you down. I will make sure you have a better life," she vows, her eyes filled with a fierce resolve.
In the dimly lit room, Madam Lysta and her children gather around the table, their faces etched with unspoken dread. Their hands move with furtive precision as they conceal their hard-earned school fee money, each movement shadowed by fear. The room's shadows lengthen, amplifying the anxiety that clings to the air, a constant reminder of their precarious existence. Every creak of the floorboards echoes like a threat, a symphony of fear underscoring their vulnerability. The invisible presence of Mr. Shito looms large, a constant reminder of the distrust that poisons their home. In the muted light of her living room, Madam Lysta sits motionless, her face lined with the passage of time. She realizes that the bitterness she harbors is a cage of her own making. A spark of resolve lights up Madam Lysta's eyes, a silent vow to release the past. Her breath deepens, a sense of release washing over her as she chooses forgiveness. Bathed in the warm sunlight, Madam Lysta finds herself encircled by a community of friends and neighbors. A comforting hand rests on her shoulder, a silent promise of support and solidarity. Words of encouragement fill the air, each syllable a brushstroke painting a vision of a brighter future for her and her children. In Madam Lysta's eyes, a glimmer of hope ignites, reflecting the strength she draws from these invaluable bonds as she anticipates rebuilding her life.
In the hushed bedroom, Madam Lysta sits before her dressing table, the vanity lights casting shadows on her weary features. She removes the pearl necklace, the weight of the day seeming to lift with each pearl that falls. Mr. Shito enters, a forced smile masking his true intentions as he reaches out to embrace her. Lysta stiffens, a subtle recoil betraying her unease as an unfamiliar perfume taints the air. Back in the present, Lysta stares at her reflection, the hurt etched deep, yet a flicker of resolve ignites within her eyes. The weight of suspicion becomes a suffocating burden. In the family dining room, unspoken tension hangs heavy as the family gathers around the polished table, the clinking of silverware piercing the silence. Lysta breaks the silence with a somber revelation. "I lost my job today." Her words are met with immediate sympathy as son one responds, "Mom, I'm so sorry." Daughter's worry intensifies the moment. "What will we do?" Shito's unexpected announcement cuts through the anxiety. "Don't worry, I got a new job, pays very well." In the dimly lit living room, shadows dance with the heavy silence as Lysta confronts Shito. Lysta's voice cuts through the stillness. "I know everything, Shito. The calls, the dinners, the hotel." Shito shifts, caught in the web of his deceit. "That's not true. You're imagining things. This is ridiculous." Lysta's eyes harden, her voice laced with years of suppressed pain. "Don't insult my intelligence. I've spent years turning a blind eye, hoping things would change. But I can't live a lie anymore." Shito's facade crumbles, replaced by desperation. "What are you saying? After all I've done for you?" In the solitude of her living room, Madam Lysta is surrounded by portraits of better days, now casting long, haunting shadows. Her face reveals a raw blend of shock and disbelief as she clutches a letter that shatters her world. Tears cascade down her face as she rereads the cruel words, each syllable a fresh wound. Mr. Shito's declaration of abandonment. Her trembling hands betray the crushing weight of the abandonment, a tangible symbol of her shattered dreams. Days later, the once warm home now lies in disarray, a stark reflection of Madam Lysta's inner turmoil. Her children stand frozen, their eyes wide with confusion and sadness, as they watch their mother pack away their father's life. Madam Lysta fights back tears, trying to maintain a brave face, but the cracks in her facade are beginning to show. She pauses, her fingers tracing the smiling faces in a framed wedding photo, a bittersweet memory in her grasp. With a heavy heart, she places the photo into the box, sealing away not just a memory, but a chapter of her life. How could you do this to us? Amidst the vibrant greenery of the park, Madam Lysta finds solace on a weathered bench, her children's laughter filling the air. Sunlight dapples through the leaves, creating a serene haven as Madam Lysta closes her eyes, inhaling deeply. She opens a worn leather journal, the pen poised above the page as she prepares to inscribe her reflections. The pen dances across the page, capturing her past sacrifices and newfound resolve to rebuild her life. A faint smile graces her lips as she realizes her worth is defined by her own strength and resilience. The camera reveals a panoramic view of the lush greenery, symbolizing her journey towards healing and self-discovery.